So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We're now on episode 43 of the series, and in the last episode, we saw a bunch of things happen that are going to really affect the Cold War. So we'll start in Europe, where we had a three-way deal between the purple, brown, and the French countries facilitated by the old empire. We saw the jumping of the seafoam green country over here in Siberia, and we saw the very beginning of a mess of a civil war over here in Ethiopia/Somalia. In today's episode, we are going to be focusing on this region and its implications across the world, because this thing is gonna kind of heat up a lot, and it might have some dire consequences. Who knows? So yeah, if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new. All of that support is greatly appreciated. I'm home from college now, so you won't hear me talk about that for hopefully a long time until I eventually go back, which will be at the end of January, so probably expect more announcements and news on that in January. But for now, I'm focused on this. I'm home. I can focus on YouTube and YouTube only. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. All right, so in the last video, like I said, we saw the civil war in this country break out. There was a bunch of different groups here, and it's all because of this map, the religion map. There are 4 different religions, well, technically 3 different religions and an offshoot of a religion in this region, and that has created this beautiful mess right here. So we have the original country right here. These are the guys, this is the official government. They are the ones that are experiencing the civil war. Then we have this kind of dark cyan country right here. They are from the purple religion, sorry. We have this yellow group here. They are from the pink team religion. We have this gold group here. They are from the brown team religion. And finally, we have the purple team, which is also a part of the pink religion. Now, what is the differences between the pink religion? Well, let me go ahead and explain it. So the yellow one wants kind of a unitary state that welcomes all religions under a different government from this teal country. That's what they believe in. Now, this purple country, on the other hand, is, well, they're fascist. And they also hate every religion that isn't theirs, and that creates a big issue because, as you can see, they have a lot of different religions within their territory, from the purple to their own religion, which is the pink one, and a lot of the brown religion. So that's going to create some issues. Genocide. Now, genocide in this series is something that has never really been mentioned. I'm sure it's happened, just like I haven't talked about it. And it also was probably never relevant enough. I'm not saying that genocide has never happened before, but this is the first case of genocide, or maybe I should say ethnic cleansing, that is going to be important for the series. Because the purple team is starting to kill people who don't follow the pink religion, and that's not good because that's going to make a lot of people angry. So they're killing people from the purple and the brown religion, and that's going to have implications across the world. You can see the brown religion is very prevalent over here in the Indian Ocean. The purple one is pretty worldwide, but it does stem from Western Europe. But at the same time, they are fighting a civil war amongst themselves. There are like 5 different groups here fighting against each other. It's going to be a whole mess. But before we get to that, I do want to say something real quick. I do want to take a moment to talk about the series and kind of get some input from you guys. So if you aren't interested in this, skip ahead. If you are, hear me out. So as you guys know, I kind of make up this series as I go. There's really no set path that I have chosen. There's specific events that I like have benchmarked that I want to cover. Like right now we're in the Cold War era. We had the World War II, World War I eras, colonialism era, so on and so forth. Right now we're in the Cold War era. We've been in the Cold War era for a few episodes now. It's probably one of our longer eras. My question to you guys right now is that, A, do you want me to keep the current pace of the Cold War? Or B, do you want me to hurry up and get to the next era, whether that's World War III or something else? Now, I know what happens. I know how this ends. So basically what I'm asking, do you guys want to see the Cold War ending sooner rather than later? At my current pace, I would say the Cold War is going to end probably in January, and that's mostly because there needs to be a little bit more build up for the ending of it. But if you guys do want to see it sooner rather than later, I can go ahead and cut out some of the stuff that I have planned in order to deliver that to you. I saw a few comments talking about the pacing, so I did want to bring that up. Remember, this is your guys' series. I pretty much thrive off of your guys' suggestions. That's how this whole map has pretty much come about, apart from like the post-colonialism states. I had to draw that in, obviously. But this storyline and stuff, that is kind of shaped by both of us, and certain events around the world are shaped by you guys. So do just let me know. But now back to our mess of just everything. So what we see happening in the purple team, like I said, is an ethnic cleansing of all religions that aren't the pink team religion, and this is pretty much fueling fire everywhere. A lot of the brown team religions, which if we take a look at the religion map, is most of India and a lot of East Africa. These countries are not happy about this, and some of them are threatening to get involved. Those countries include the Tanzanian country over here and the orange country up here. Now the issue is, of course, they don't actually border the purple country, so that probably won't happen, but these guys need to watch their back. Now let's get to the fighting, because everyone likes fighting. So almost immediately, and I'm sorry if you were rooting for these guys, the yellow team is going to get absolutely obliterated. It's not their own fault. They're just located in probably like the worst region. Like they're right in the middle of it. So yeah, they just kind of get messed up almost immediately. And of course, there's still going to be some infighting. So the purple team does take over one of these brown team pockets over here. But the yellow team is almost immediately eliminated, and they actually end up surrendering over to the original government, which means they fill that space. However, there's no troops there, so it really kind of ends up going to everyone else in the area, which creates this beautiful mess of a map. Now we have a four-way war over here in Ethiopia. Or I guess I'm just gonna start calling it the Horn of Africa, because that is exactly what it is. But our next stages of this war include the purple team's eradication of these pockets of different religions, and horrible, disgusting crimes against humanity are happening in these pockets, and eventually it's too much for the world just to sit there and watch. India will start to supply the rebels over here, and they will start to also supply the Tanzanian country in hopes that they will join the war and get these guys out of here, because, well, they're going to make this map all pink if we don't do something about it. Which, you know, if you're a part of the pink team religion, you might support that. Why would you support genocide or ethnic cleansing? Those two things are not the same thing. Genocide and ethnic cleansing, they are defined differently. I don't know if I want to call this a genocide or an ethnic cleansing. I think I'm going to call it ethnic cleansing, because it's more so focused on getting rid of a group because they aren't you, which is cleansing. Call it what you want, though. They're killing a lot of people. Anyway, the teal country over here, they're going to go ahead and try to get support from the old empire. However, the old empire kind of says that, hey, we're not too interested in getting, you know, involved in your big religious mix-up. If you take a look at our country, we actually have, well, we're mostly red team religion, but also we house other religions. We actually have land that is subscribing to that religion. So we'd rather not get involved in this, because we don't want to piss our own people off. So we're going to sit this one out. So the old empire is out on helping out the teal team, which makes them a little bit mad, because that's really the only country that could help them. There's not a single other red team country in the world, except for like maybe the Farmers Union to an extent. They're a little bit of everything. They're a very diverse country, so that means that they would probably also not help. Okay, that's not good. What about the Dark Cyan Team country? They are a purple religion, so they're going to try to get help from any purple countries. They go to Western Europe. Western Europe is not interested. Neither is their former colonizer, the Iberian team. North Americans could care less. Our only hope really is going to be South Africa. Now, what does South Africa think about this? Well, South Africa is actually going to go ahead and say, hey, we will actually support you. We'll send you weapons. We'll send you volunteer troops. We hope that you can win. But they're not too interested in the conflict overall. They just go ahead and declare their support. Whereas it's different from India, because India is interested because their own people, or I guess their members of their religion, are being genocided or cleansed. So they care a little bit more. Now, as for the gold team here, like I said, they're supported by India, a lot of different countries in Africa. So let's take a look a little bit more at this conflict. In the first couple of days, the original government of this country does pretty well in their fighting. They take a lot of land from the purple religion country, or I guess I'm just gonna call it what they actually are. So they take a lot of land from the Dark Cyan country, and they make advances into purple and gold territory. All is going well for the government until their president is shot. Yeah, their leader is assassinated, and this leads to a little bit of a political crumble. Over the next coming weeks, they will lose all gained land, and the other forces will start to push back against them. And it's looking like these guys may not survive. But guess what? They're not going to survive. Why? Well, the old empire just came in and they just cleaned them up. Yeah, okay. The world looks at the old empire and they're like, really? First of all, you came out and said that you would not, you know, get involved in this conflict. That's one thing. Second of all, you just beat back your own religion. Like, these guys have the same religion as you. That's kind of weird. Not sure why you do that, but whatever. You're the old empire. We're not going to touch you. We can't touch you because you're too strong. So now we have a three-way conflict. We have the fascist, we have the gold team, and we have the Dark Cyan team. So let's take a look at what happens here. Well, the gold team is getting a lot of funding and a lot of help from these other African countries. So they are doing very well against the purple team. But the West African country is also doing well against them. But then something weird happens. Instead of invading them further and possibly wiping them out of the war, they start to shift their focus force into invading the territory of the gold team. And this is really strange because if you take a look at the religion map, you'll see that they pretty much have all the territory they need to unite their religion. So why are they advancing into the gold team? Well, behind closed doors, these two countries came together and they were like, hey, I hate you, but let's do something here. We're gonna work together to get rid of the gold team because they have the biggest advantage against us. You know, they're receiving a lot more funding than we are. The purple team isn't even being funded. Actually, they're going to be, getting troops, and eventually, if they stick around for too long, there's a chance that this Tanzanian country joins in. And if they join in, they're going to clean up this whole mess, and we really don't want that to happen. So let's work together instead, and that's exactly what they do. The dark side and the purple team create a coalition against the gold team, and this pretty much spells defeat for them. They are beaten back, and most of the country ends up falling over to the purple team, which is not what you want to see if you are a member of the brown religion. However, the other countries in that religion were slow to respond. India and Tanzania never got involved, and their resources and supplies that they sent to the gold team are now being used by both of these countries. So good job at failing. Good stuff. So this war was it wasn't very long. If you thought it would be long, you were wrong. Just kidding, you were right. This is the first war in a series of wars that are probably going to take place in this region in Africa. Is it Cold War exclusive? No, not necessarily. This might go on past the Cold War. So if you're worried about pacing, there you go. Let's take a look at what this region looks like after the peace treaty. All right, let's take a look at this peace treaty here. So I'll go ahead and break it down for you guys. The old empire will be getting this northern coast over here, completing kind of their complete control over this whole Red Sea area, except for this, but that doesn't really matter. But that's not necessarily the greatest thing for the old empire. They're becoming a little too big for their own good. They can't really deal with their own capacity in terms of land mass. So they're probably gonna have to stop doing that, or you might just, explode. Now down here we see the dark sign country. They get all of the western or eastern part of the Horn of Africa. They create themselves a nice little country. However, the elephant in the room is the purple team getting all of this land. That's a lot, and probably not a good thing if you don't like fascism. They're gonna go ahead and shift their color into the gold color. This is not the gold country. These are the fascists. I just think that gold kind of fits this region a lot better than any other color would. So that's why they are this color. This is not the brown religion. This is the pink religion, even though that the pink religion is probably in the minority now. But it happens. It happens. They're not going to be in the minority for much longer because the ethnic cleansing will continue. Yeah, the world is really worried about this, but there exists no United Nations. There is no big international stage where each and every country can come together to sort things out. Therefore, yeah, that's not good. All right, so now that our conflict over here in the Horn of Africa is finished, we can take a look at something else, and I think we should take a look at nuclear bomb numbers because there has been a few more bombs added since then. I totally didn't do a clip of me doing this earlier that ended up getting undone during the peace treaty. Yeah, my bad, but it's fine. We can go ahead and update them again. So Russia will go from 40 nuclear bombs all the way up to 62 with 18 bombs over soil, which means they have 7 bombs they need to add in other countries. 6 of them will end up going to the green team, which is very concerning if you are the old empire. And an additional one will go to this green country, making them have 2 now. So they kind of beef up their border over here in Central Asia, which of course is right next to the old empire. Now what about the old empire themselves? How many nuclear bombs have they added? Well, that's actually already here. I'm not sure what happened, but they are, yeah, they're at 52 and 15. I'm not sure what happened to my map. Oh, I see. Okay, so they have 52 total bombs, 15 overseas, or in other territory, I mean. And now it's time to update their outside territory nukes. So they will be adding 5 more bombs, and all 5 of them will be given to the Farmer Union. I mean, the white team. I gotta remember to not call them that anymore because that's not what they are. But they received 5 bombs from the old empire, of course, right on the border of Russia. So that is why that happens. Now over to the brown team, they've started building nukes again, and they now have a grand total of 10. So they've added 3 more. And then over here to China, they have 12. Well, that number has now gone up to 30. They added 18 more bombs, which is the most out of any country. No, Russia added more. Second most out of any country. They added a lot. How about that? None of them are in their allies' territory, though. Something to note, kind of maybe signals that there isn't as much tension between China and these two, as there is tension between these two alone for now. I mean, they did just gain a border with each other, so that could mean something in a few episodes, or not, who knows. Oh, this radiation dot here is probably not here anymore. That radiation is probably not as bad as it was when the nuke was dropped, so we can go ahead and get rid of that finally. And now what do? Well, it's time to kind of make Africa even more interesting than it already is. I think that's fair. Let's go down to South Africa here. They are going to do something pretty smart. They're going to create an economical alliance. Now, of course, there is already an economical alliance or two in Africa. The old empire has theirs in Eastern Africa. The Atlantic African country, they have theirs in West Africa. So now it's time for one in South Africa. They create this alliance, and it is a currency-based alliance, which means that if you join this economical alliance, you must convert your currency to the currency of South Africa. Who wants to join? Oh, a lot of people do. They end up adding a lot of members. They get this purple country over here where Angola is. They get this dark blue country right up here. And they get this yellow country over here. As well as Madagascar. Hey Madagascar, congratulations for doing something. I don't know what your flag looks like apparently. Have you watched my most recent video? Did you watch the flag video? Go watch the flag video. I know you haven't. Go watch it right now. Okay, so new economical alliance in Southern Africa. This is cool. So what are we gonna do with this? Oh, no, okay, you don't have to do that. Okay, so South Africa is gonna invade this country on the north of their border. Can I tell you why? No, I couldn't. Their justification most likely is resources. But yeah, this guy doesn't last very long, and they eventually get fully occupied by South Africa, and in their peace treaty, they no longer exist. End of story. It's a sad day for South Africa. Oh, that one. I mean, the region, not this one. This one's having a good day. I'm sure they won't continue to conquest North. Surely not. But now we head back to Europe. A lot of things happen in Europe, and a pretty bad thing's gonna happen in Europe. You guys have been complaining about a lack of Daily Britain updates. I thought we preferred peace around here, right? Okay, fine. The brown team will declare war on the blue English country on the basis that they attacked a naval port of theirs and they blew up a bunch of their ships. Basically, Pearl Harbor 2.0. The blue team is gonna come out and say, hey, we did not do that. That is cap. The brown team, being all powerful and nuclear like they are, is they're gonna be like, yo, are you sure you want to say that? Blue team is like, okay, let's fight. So they start fighting. And the blue team here, they're not that strong. And the brown team is a nuclear power, a great power, top 10 power. Yeah. Yep. They're going to make a landing and they're going to do a lot of moving. Yep. Something. Yep. Yeah, there goes Cornwall. And, oh, yep, there goes that. They're cut in half now. And, oh, there's the capital. But before the brown team can finish off the blue team, the red team jumps in. They're like, hey, let me connect my land. Brown team's okay with that. They're like, whatever, it's fine. And they finish off the blue team country, and we can take a look at a peace deal. And in this peace deal here, we have a couple things happening. So first of all, the Irish country connects her land as promised, and the brown team will take this bit of England. Now, what about the rest of it? Well, since you guys love our Daily Britain updates so much, we're going to be creating a bunch of new countries. First of all, we have Cornwall. Hi, Cornwall. Then we have ourselves a new yellow country up here in the north, a purple country over here in the center area, and a pink one down here in the south. The brown team will pretty much just break up the Union of British States and set them free, and that's probably not a good idea, but that's what happens. Capital city there, and a capital city there. You already have one, and the issue now is you. You don't have any major cities. When you don't have a major city, what do? You pray to God that you get one. And then if you're lucky enough, a random city will spawn out of the sky, and you can go ahead and upgrade that to your capital city. So there we go. Congratulations. Hey, you guys wanted this, okay? Look at this. This is horrible. You did this. I'm okay with it though. I think it's fine. So the brown team is basically saying, hey, you know, we still got it. Look at us. We picked on a smaller country. Yeah. They also have Iceland. They should probably be careful with that though. Last time they did something with Iceland, it caused a mini nuclear winter. Happens though. It happens. Anyway, that will actually do it for today's episode. It's going to be a little bit of a short one, I think. I had multiple takes of multiple things because I messed up a few times. I'm just excited to be home, really. I'm excited to have the stress that is college off of my shoulders for about a month. That's not true, actually. I'm taking a winter course, so it's on World War II, though. I'm pretty knowledgeable on that, so maybe not. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't have anything else to talk about other than the pacing situation, so let me know in the comments how you feel about the current pacing of the Cold War. Do you want it to end sooner rather than later, or do you want me to keep my current pace, which is a couple episodes from now when it ends, probably somewhere in January? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. And of course, thank you to all our super fans. This includes Freezoy, Zaylance, Georgie Badev, Deathlord182, Serminator, Pablo Sigma Cat, Deathstrider X, Hammertoad45, Connor the Gamer, Nevada Garbage Trucks, and DW Cool Dude. Once again, thank you guys.